What So I figured I'd do a video on my experience with Jomashop. So I briefly mentioned some of the issues I had with Jomashop in my last video, and I've had actually people inboxing me asking me, well, I guess because they want to buy from Jomashop as well, so they've been kind of asking me what were my issues. Also, it's sunny today. The sun finally shined through. It's been a hot mess here because of the fires, but the sun is finally here, so I am very fucking happy. So what were my issues? So I purchased from Jomashop quite frequently, about maybe like over 6 times. I buy a lot of the Hydro Conquest by Longines. I flip them and resell them. Or if I find a coupon code or they have a deal, I'll buy the watches cheap, and then I'll throw it on Craigslist or eBay, and then make that easy profit. So my issue with Jomashop, so I purchased, like I said, quite a few times from them before, no issues at all. For those of you that don't know, when you buy on Jomashop.com, if an item is in stock, it's gonna say in stock, like below the item, and if it's out of stock, it's gonna say out of stock but will ship in between usually 4 to 6 weeks. I think that's the normal time frame for that. So I purchased numerous times, no issues. Very easy to buy on Jomashop. It's extremely quick, a little too quick. It's so easy to buy on it that you know when you buy stuff online, it'll make you put in the address, confirm billing address, and then during those pages, when you're flipping through the website, you may decide to not purchase something, not waste your fucking money. But on Jomashop, it's when you want to buy it, it's all on the same page. You put your credit card info, your address, and you literally just click buy, and that's done. All right. So my issue when I purchased the Hamilton Frogman, which I reviewed not too long ago on Jomashop, it said it was in. So I wanted the blue one. I wanted it in steel. I don't want the strap. I'm sure the strap is great, but I want it on the bracelet. And it said that it was in stock, ready to ship. So I went to go buy it. And also, so this was during March, kind of close to the COVID season, or whenever the lockdown was. So I had my watches shipped to US, and I would cross the border to pick the item up, and then I wear it back to avoid taxes. So yeah, it said it was in stock, and then when you're shipping the item, you can also choose to pay more and obviously get the item sooner. I chose 1 day shipping. I think it was 1 to 2 day shipping. I paid extra for it and bought it. And lo and behold, it's out of stock. So I contacted Jomashop, and I was like, what the fuck? It said it was in stock. And so when would it ship? And they told me 4 to 6 weeks. Motherfucker, when you're spending around $800 to $1,000 on a watch, I kind of want to know if it's gonna be shipped out now, later, next year, from your mom's house. I don't fucking know. But I was pretty upset that it said it was in stock, but it wasn't in stock, and that it was shipped between 4 to 6 weeks, and this was during the COVID lockdown. So eventually they did close the border, but as you guys know, I did get my watch. I read on Reddit that if you keep emailing them or calling them, they were gonna source your watch a lot sooner. So I was calling them nonstop, hassling them. I was emailing them as well. So another thing I want to mention about Jomashop is that they don't routinely stock their watches. Once you buy it, sometimes they source it then. The sun came out, it's shining. So if you see something on there, a lot of times, the reason why it says it ships between 4 to 6 weeks is because that's how long it takes them to source it. As opposed to if it says it's in stock, it's supposedly they're already on hand and they can ship it out right away. So that kind of made me a little bit salty because I was expecting my Frogman or my watch that I dropped like 800 bucks on USD to arrive tomorrow, and then they told me like it's fucking like 6 weeks. Did not take 6 weeks. It took like maybe like 2 to 3 weeks for me bugging the fuck out of them. And yeah, and luckily it did not take 6 weeks, because soon after, when it arrived in my PO box, so I got I have a warehouse and I got a PO box in Blaine, Washington, for my companies. So I had to ship to my company. So when I picked it up, I did not bring the box over, because obviously, like, if you're wearing something over the border, you don't want to wear it on your wrist and then have the new box, like the retail price on the box, they're gonna tax you like a motherfucker. So what I usually do is I wear it across the border on my wrist, and then I'll come back later on, and I won't wear a watch, but I will only bring back the watch box. That way, you know, if they ask you like, what did you buy, you can just say a fucking box, bitch. You might tax me on a fucking box. But anyways, yeah, so it arrived, I wore it over, all good. And then the lockdown happened, they closed the borders. So if it would have taken 6 weeks, I would not have my watch at all. It would be sitting in Blaine, Washington, and like just sitting there so right now it's September. I bought this in March. It would have been like, oh wait, how many months is that? March, April, May, June. So even though it's like my only issue, I feel like it's kind of a big issue, because something not being in stock, stating that it was in stock, and me paying extra to get the item quicker, I feel like that's it was a pretty big deal to me, and I'm fucking happy and ecstatic that I got it before the lockdown, because I would not want my watch just sitting there in the unknown abyss in whatever hyperbolic chamber realm watches go to get lost. Because who knows what would happen, like, if I go there. It's like our borders aren't even open right now. Like, I have no fucking idea when it's gonna be open. So it could have just been sitting there. So yeah, that's my experience with Jomashop. So I only spent like $800 to $1,000 on that watch, but I can't even imagine like if I bought a Rolex on there and paid like 20 G's, and then them telling me like it's gonna take like 4 to 6 weeks, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit. So that's it. On a side note, I've been working my shoulders every fucking day, and damn, this shit that's popping. Like seriously, this is just video. Like, I'm not photoshopped or nothing. Like, this shit, like, you see this right here, this, like, what the fuck? Anyways, peace.